Alright, just back with a quick one, really quick. I was just gonna do the difference between weed eating an edge weed whacking, weed eating, whatever you call it, and using this guy to do the edge, and then using a dedicated edger, or in my case, just the combi system. I don't need an edger that's just dedicated to edging. This does just fine. So I'll do it just a couple different ways. On this one, I'll use the weed eater first, and then on the other edge, I'll use the edger, but it will just show you the difference. So, start this guy up. And if you noticed, I did do it, it probably looked very weird doing it, but I did it in 4 different ways. Those are all the ways I've seen people weed eat with the edge with the weed whacker. And if you notice, this is a bi-weekly lawn, and that edge line is pretty defined just off the weed whacker. I mean, here, if I do it. Straighter for the camera. Yeah, much more defined. That's probably how I would edge. I think I walk on the concrete and walk backward. So we'll show you what the edger does. That's how you could do it with the edger. There is a steel blade on the edger right now, but that cuts it out just as nice. As long as you do the edge every time. I noticed the weed eater will be plenty to keep up, and then you're not constantly buying these, but you get them for a couple bucks. They're really cheap. So I think either way you do it, as long as you take your time or you're good at it, people will be happy. I'm not really, you have to edge or, only weed eat. I don't really care, as long as it gets done. I normally have just been weed eating everything, honestly, just because it just adds a lot of time to go off, take an extra tool off the rack, and go edge everything. Then you got to go put the tool back, make sure there's gas in this tool, versus I got extra string in my pocket, and I can do everything with the weed eater. So that would be the only difference. But I would recommend, if you are just starting out, I would just get a combi system, and I would get, if you were just starting out, I would get the combi system, like an Echo or something, the cheapest one I can get, like on brand. So Echo or Husqvarna, Lowe's or Home Depot probably. Or maybe you could even go to a dealer and just start your relationship with a dealer just off of a combi system. I would just get the best head, the most powerful head you can afford, then get the weed whacker, edger, hedge trimmer, pole saw, and master link. And I think if you were doing this just by yourself, that setup right there would be a lot more beneficial to you than buying a dedicated weed whacker, dedicated edger, dedicated hedge trimmers, you know, dedicated pole saw. All that stuff is a lot of money, especially up front if you're starting with nothing. So I think if I could go back and redo it, I would definitely invest in a combi system right off the bat. But that will be it. I'll do a shop tour later. I cleaned the garage yesterday, so we'll do a shop tour. But until the next one.